Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's an NFP day, the very first week of September. And actually, this September is very, very challenging and is expected to be very volatile as well. As I was explaining yesterday to a webinar that I had, um, there are a lot of risk. There are a lot of uncertainties. There are a lot of things that they need to be sorted out in order the markets to calm down, let's say, a bit. I mean, I'm referring obviously to fundamental factors that affecting the market, such as fiscal policies, Fed, obviously, inflation, not only in US, but a higher inflation is expected in the globe due to the tariffs. The concern around Fed independence as well. So we have plenty of risk still ahead of us and things that we need to keep monitoring um, in a daily basis. So today's NFP though, it's another crucial one. I know they keep saying that every NFP is very important, but it is what it is. With Mr. Trump, with the tariffs, with this uncertainty around the economy, jobs is along with inflation obviously are in focus in order the Fed to take not the decision to cut rates, because it's expected that they will cut rates and this has already priced in the markets, but it will let's say help us reply to the key question in regarding to the size of the rate cut, not only in September, but in general by the end of the year. So far, the odds show 50 points by year end. So will today's number change odds? And of course, inflation next week is really crucial as well, because if it has been proven once again that tariffs, geopolitics in general, keeping inflation higher, or even they have helped and boosted inflation higher, that will leave, let's say, the Fed without any tools, let's say, to fight back. Actually, okay, the rate cut is a tool to rate cuts, but it will leave no no other reason, no other path to the Fed rather than aggressively cutting rates. So it will be a matter of size again. So let me make sure that you can I can see your comments. Zibusiso obsessed with Bitcoin and Ripple. Okay, I don't speak French, I'm afraid. I understand that you're asking about Aussie, Australian dollar. I will keep your question if this is what if what I understand is correct. So even if you cannot understand me, my dear, you will understand my screen, okay? So I will do a bit of an analysis on Australian dollar as well. So now enough from my side. What is expected today? Okay, this is Bitcoin, by the way. But before we analyze Bitcoin, give me a second just to get a bit prepared for what is coming in 25 minutes from now. Let me share the calendar with you. Actually, you know what? I can entire screen. Yes, perfect. So we could. Let me just a second, guys. Sorry. You need to be able to see Yeah, perfect. Much better now, I think. Okay, so very, very quickly, economic calendar. Okay, 25 minutes from now, 75K is expected. Quick reminder that last time we have seen a big missed of non-farm payrolls. It was, I mean, the forecasts were around 116,000. It fell short. It was a significant miss. We end up with 73,000. Today we're expecting 75K. Uh, Average hourly earnings decline a bit. The headline, at least, at 3.7%, also very important, because it means that, what does it literally means? It means um, less wages, lower wages. Okay, so it detects the consumption, it detects the spending, people spending. Unemployment 4.3% is expected. We're expecting to see higher number. More people remain unemployed. Okay, it's very, very, very important. And actually, if you see the jobless claims, the weekly jobless claim, indeed, this is what we are seeing week after week for the whole August. Higher unemployment, more jobless claims, initials and continuation ones. That's not good for economy. Okay, that's not definitely not good for the economy. But what I want you to be to have in mind today. Okay, obviously the whole market is waiting for the NFP. Okay, that's why we have seen some consolidation in some assets. Okay, but the thing is not, okay, obviously there will be a reaction on the NFP. Okay, depending on or they're gonna beat or miss expectations, or come in line with expectations. Okay, on the market side, though, we basically extended the dovish position into NFP. That started since yesterday. So can you see my screen? You can see Bitcoin. So let me put the dollar index for you guys. Okay, so we have seen dollar declining for a second day in a row. Okay, 97.85. So that, okay, that's somewhere here. Perfect. Okay, so let's put back on the 1 hour chart. This is a 1 hour chart. So as I was saying, this basically presents more of a dovish positioning ahead of the NFP. What that's supposed to mean? So market participants are shortening dollar on the belief that the data today will give Fed the sign to cut more. Okay, this is what that literally means. So the market, it looks really, really confident that this will be not a hot report, the vice versa, a cool report. Okay, so a mist of the forecasts. So other than that, obviously, as we keep saying, it's really, really important. It's not the NFP. Sometimes it's not literally the NFP number that matters, but the wages and the unemployment. But wages are considered to be more important. Okay, not in all cases. I mean, if we have a massive bid or a massive mist of NFP, obviously attention will be on that number. But the second thing that the market is doing is to check the wages. Okay, so these are the two. Always have in mind that these are the two most important numbers in the labor market, U.S. labor market report, and these basically affect the market direction. So yeah. So as I was saying, the data might not really matter for Fed meeting in September because it's a done deal. They have already, we expect a cut. Market has already priced in a rate cut in September. So it is not like it will change anything for the Fed in the next meeting, but it's really, really, really important for the rest of the year. Okay, it will hint. It could provide some hints regarding what the Fed needs to do for the remaining of the year, especially if we have a really, really soft NFP number today. So today's data, as I was saying, will be important for the future outlook and the expectations on interest rates, not for September, in general, for until the year end. And so bizarrely, I will say, yesterday with the ADP number was quite good. So that's why we have seen this, some support in general on the dollar. So it was a more of a hawkish positioning yesterday, but things clearly change. Okay, today the whole day has been a negative for dollar, and it seems that momentum is not giving up. Can you see, guys? Can you see that it's keep momentum? This is 1 hour dollar index, okay, and it remains on the downside. So a dovish tone. Momentum is rising on the downside. Stochastics failed to look higher, so for the timing remains on a downwards pressure. There's no indication for a rebound, and it seems that ahead of the NFP, let me just do some analysis before, just to be prepared. There's a really nice support level, triple fractal. Can you see triple swing low over there? 97, 45, 50. Let's round it up a bit. So it's a really nice support level. So have this in mind, because ahead of the data and during the announcement, the volatility could kick this support level, considering that we have been on the downside the whole day. Let me put the 30-minute chart. This is the 30-minute chart. Similar. So stochastic improved a bit, but it just posted another swing lower, another lower low, sorry, in a downwards trajectory. MACD is negative. Parabolics are back above the price. So you see there is pressure. There's still pressure. There's still sellers are in control. So immediate support levels lie on, let me correct this. This is an line, lies on over here. Let me just do a proper investigation. Let me do some so sorry for that. Just a second. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's a used to be resistance level. Turn into, I need to change it a bit. It's not exactly where it should. Here we are. Yeah, it's a zone. Basically, this is a zone. I'm going to put it as a zone. Here we are. That's the appropriate support level. The next immediate support level is between 77.80 to 77.70 territory. And the very next one goes down to 97.45 level. Okay. So, on the announcement, we could see like a lot of volatility, and these levels are in our watch list. So last NFP, last US job reports in July, if you remember, like not last, in July's one, yeah, July's one was quite a strong one. So that is just added slightly on more hawkish Fed, but then we got the soft one in August, and big revisions as well, so everything changed. But back then the reaction was really aggressive, obviously, because it was a big surprise. Yeah. So regarding today, guys, just let's focus because we have just 14 minutes to go until the data. Today, obviously, here we have a clear dovish positioning. Okay, a dovish position indicates that markets are expecting a soft number. Okay, and this means that if we indeed have a soft number, a cooler than expected report, this could open the doors to the Fed to cut more rates than what is currently expected. Currently, we're at 50 points until the year end. So this could, leave the room for 60 or even higher. Depends on the mist. Dollar under pressure. While on the flip side, we have stocks. We have, let's say, Bitcoin first for my dear friend Zipusiso. We have cryptos, Bitcoin more precisely, gaining ground against the weak dollar. So I would like to get rid of some numbers. So there is some consolidation, my dear friend, here. A strong rally momentum is positive. Stochastic, interestingly, holds about 45.60. That's an area, that's a support area that I was seeing in the previous, in midnight, early this morning. So that's very interesting because we see a rebound. If we see it basically holding above it, that could open the doors further to the upside, at least in the very short term. So so have this in mind because this could retest the previous swing high at 113,364. So positive bullish outlook intraday so far for Bitcoin in the very, very short term. Okay, as I can see over here, MACD, stochastic is rising. Yeah. Stocks. Let's do S&P 500 really, really quick. Again, it was on the up foot, in an up leg the whole week. So even though at the beginning of September, the very first day of September, it was really, a bad opening of September. It was everything were in red. However, the day after quickly reverted get losses, and it's hitting higher, already reached 65.28 territory. So a bit in a reversion moment, in a correction, in a reversion. I cannot really tell right now, but for the last few hours, actually the whole day to be more precise, it's consolidating. It's really, really, no, that's not nice. I'm gonna put, it's very narrow. No, not neither. No, that's the standard deviation for that one. It's not enough. 125, neither. No, I'm gonna use a proper linear regression channel just to see whether it's better. No, I'm gonna manually, guys. I'm gonna do it manually. So very narrow. So let's use our latest swing high and latest swing low. as the immediate support and resistance levels. Okay, so I'm going to use fractal to fractal. So 65.10, 65.29. Momentum is positive. Stochastic, though, indicates that in the very, very short term, there is a decline, a significant decline. So even though overall, okay, S&P, clearly this is a daily chart in S&P, is clearly bullish. It has been on the upside since March. We had some short-lived corrections, but it is what it is, right? So remains on the upside, even though the overall outlook remains on the upside. Let me correct this one. Okay, perfect. So if we have a closer look in the 1 hour chart or even 30 minutes chart intraday, we could see consolidation. So have in mind that it could get bullish again if and only if we see it regaining, okay, and move above 65.26, okay, and bearish if it breaks. I would be more precise. I would be actually just the latest one below 65.07. Oh, so it's somewhere here. Yeah. Bearish if it breaks that level, bullish if it breaks the 65.25. So if it moves higher, this could open the doors to, let me just use, sorry. Then in this case, you will need to use either your risk management strategy and your risk and reward ratio just to find out your next support resistance level, or for a day trader, you can also use some Fibonacci extensions, 6600, 6630, and so on and so forth. But that's in a higher scale. So yeah. You need something, an imminent one, a short-term one, that will be the 65.50 level, 65.49.80 more precise. On the downside, though, use your latest swing lows. You see, repeated resistance level. So that should be, if it breaks massively, decisively breaks the 65.07, then it could open the doors to 64.70 level. Okay, that's for S&P 500. So a positive, sorry. Okay. Theoretically, guys, okay, rate cuts are positive for stocks, okay, because it shows less expenses and so on and so forth. So if the number today is soft, is a cool number, missed expectation, etc., that could then support, let's say, that could support the stocks. On the flip side, it could add pressure on the stocks. Now regarding so yeah, we've seen significant rally into the NFP, not only in stocks, in bonds as well, in gold, as far as I have seen earlier, right? Anyway, gold has been to, okay, that's really, let me just find my, yeah, that's the rising wedge, daily on gold, record highs, broken the rising wedge. Attention is, in the long term, in the medium term, attention is at 3,700s and 4,000 territory. Momentum is a bit softer today and yesterday. After the high that we have seen on Wednesday, it's a bit sideways since then. It didn't manage to break it, but momentum is really strong still. So gold, because of the fact that it's a safe haven and with all these uncertainties, it just attracts more and more um, investors. Momentum is still strong for gold. There is still further move on the upside, at least in the medium term picture. Intraday now sideways a bit. I mean, looking like the last. If I just keep an eye on 30 minutes chart. Not a great pattern, but it looks to me like, yeah, another rising wedge. Not a strong one though. Momentum is really soft. Doji candles in undecisive conditions. So let's wait and see for gold in the very short time frame. Okay. You know that ahead of the NFP, markets react in a really big way. There's an extreme positioning, extreme volatility, and we can see the clear direction of the trend 15 minutes after the event. I mean, all this market turbulence will be over 15 minutes to have an hour after the first 15 minutes. So yeah, if the data is strong, as I said, get prepared, because obviously the reaction will be massive. It will not change the fact that in September we're going to have a cut by the Fed, but it will highly likely trigger a hawkish repricing further down the curve. And given the position in the market, we might see big reversals. Okay, so it's a huge event today, I'm afraid. Now, on the flip side, weaker than expected data today could see the market pricing a third rate cut by year end, and this could trigger again really big moves in the market, but not as extreme as the ones in case we get strong data, because we don't expect strong data, so it would be a surprise. What else? Let me check your comments. We have really briefly touched gold, undecisive in the very short term, my dear Cruz. So I'm gonna add, you know what? Yeah, a lot of indecision. So the best thing that you can do is just keep an eye on a breakout of our trend lines. This is a 30 minutes chart. Okay, so let me put myself somewhere in the mid. Better. Or no, you cannot see the indicator. No. Andre's playing around. Yeah, much better. Okay. So as I was saying that, yeah, this is a this is the gold. So it's a lot of indecision. You can see 30 minutes chart, by the way, on gold. You can see that my fast moving average have flattened. For the last 4 sessions, the candles are really dodgy, small, looking indecisive. Parabolics are touch the candle, so that's not a good sign either. It means consolidation, indecision. So the best thing that you can do is to keep an eye on any potential breakout ahead of the data. So below 35.45 or above 35.60 level. Okay, my dear friend, I won't forget about Ripple. So let me jump into Ripple really quickly, because we have the data right now. Okay, no, I'm sorry, it was just, give me a second, I will get back to you, but I want to see gold reaction and gold jump, guys. Here we are. This is my gold. This is gold. Okay, jump. just touch and broken the 35.60. So that means a weaker dollar, which is something that we have. Where is my dollar? Sorry. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Do you remember the line that I put on? Both my support lines have been broken on the announcement. And without even checking the data yet, I guess that we probably have seen really, really, really disappointing, shall I say, disappointing data. Let me refresh my calendar. Let me refresh. Okay, to be honest, I was thinking that would be a bad number, but not as bad as I am seeing right now. I'm gonna share. Okay, if you check your calendar, guys, we have just 22,000 new jobs. Only big, huge, huge missed. Really huge missed. So bearish was a good call. Both support levels were broken. Markets were right on dovish position ahead of the NFP. So always trade what you see, not what you think, right? Markets were and were correct in a dovish positioning ahead of the NFP the whole day. Yeah, that's a big miss. 22,000 jobs, way below forecast. Forecast was around 75 to 80K. Average hourly earnings in line, in line with expectations. Okay, so that would be really ignored a bit because it's in line with expectations. But unemployment rose to 4.3% from 4.2. So the jobless claims, that the weekly ones that we were seeing, indeed deliver. Indeed, higher unemployment rate, unfortunately. So big missed. Pressure on dollar, even though it broken both support levels. It seems that bulls are fighting to support the dollar, but this is not enough, at least not yet. And I can see that stochastic is lower, is pointing lower. So it seems that there is further, the pressure is more on the downside and than on the upside. So gold should be supported anyway. The overall momentum is positive. So there's not a lot that I can say about gold, guys. All these risks that we have in the market, I'm not saying only about, everything global, in a global level. Worries about corruption of French government, worries about concerns around governments in general, of UK governments, EU, US governments, debts, huge debts, even Japan, concerns regarding Fed independence, concerns about the growth of the economy, concerns about unemployment in a global level. All these just leads to safe haven demand. That's why yields this week, the UK yields reached 1998 highest. Japanese yields, I don't remember how I think it was on record highs, the Japanese bond yields. Was it EU that reached 2008 highest? I don't remember, but the fact that we're seeing yields spiking higher, yields act as safe haven as well. So we have seen a shift into safety, into gold, into yields, into companies, small cap companies. Why? Because the big companies, the like Nvidia, Apple, Alphabet, they are overstretched. They are very expensive. They look from a technical perspective that they are overvalued, and this cause a lot of concerns for the market participants, for the investors, and they are shifting elsewhere because they believe that they are overstretched and that we might see a correction anytime soon. All these support safe havens. So it's not like, I mean, the reasons that support gold have slightly changed. Basically, we have more. So yeah, let's see the 30 minutes chart for gold. Huge spike, already broken the previous swing high. Let me just do my homework. Gonna put my intraday setup. So, okay, Bollinger's. This is quite premature, but it looks that Bollinger's is expected to expand. But I need this candle to close to have a confirmation regarding the direction, whether this direction will be sustained or whether it will be faded soon. Because momentum intraday, at least this is a 30 minutes chart, it doesn't support a bullish intraday short-term scenario yet. RSI it does, stochastic it does, MACD is a bit shady, but yeah, what is, I mean, what we can clearly see for sure is the fact that we have seen breaking the previous swing high, right? It's outside the Bollingers, so overbought. Stochastic suggests that there is some room further on the upside. The same stands for RSI as well. Can you see my screen? Yeah, you can see everything. Perfect. So you see, RSI, the slope of RSI is really steep. So that indicates that there is further room on the upside in the very, very short term. So if I put what's going on? Sorry for that. What's going on? Okay. Hopefully you don't hear it. If you hear it, I'm really sorry. Let me see whether I can mute it. Oh God. Zibusi, so I don't want you to worry. Have you set your pending orders before the data for Ripple and Bitcoin, or you didn't do any analysis at all? Don't wait for me, my friend. Do your own analysis before the live. Put some pending orders to be prepared, okay? Yeah, as I was saying, okay, this is a 15 minutes chart. Unfortunately, we have another 8 minutes until these candles close. To give us like to get rid of the market noise and have a clear indication whether these moves will be sustained or not, because now it's market noise. Okay, it's okay if you are a trader that trades the news. That's perfect, that's fine. If you are this kind of a trader, but for anyone else that you don't really trade the news, you need to wait for the very first 15 minutes for the market noise to move. I have been long on Ripple and Bitcoin for months. Oh, that's good news. So it means that you are on profit. I mean, you are a long-term trader, unless if you are referring. It depends. It depends on when you actually open those trades, my dear friend. Because okay, overall. Oops, sorry. So it depends when you open those trades. Uh, Bitcoin indices is in a bit of a correction the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah, but I mean, the bullish momentum is still on overall in the long term. Um, Intraday though, okay, undecisive yet, undecisive. Neither bullish, neither bearish in this 30 minutes chart. You can see that it, I mean, the fact that we have a huge tail on the top and a huge tail, but quite big tail on the bottom, indicates that there is not a clear direction yet. That's quite bizarre. But momentum overall is positive, so there's no indication for a reversal. This is what I can say, at least for the time being. Well supported by the 20 period moving average. So yeah, uh, for Bitcoin, even the intraday basis is still that it still presents a bullish outlook. For Ripple, it should be something similar, to be honest. Okay, over here I have my candlesticks. I don't have my Heiken Ashi, but this is a 30 minutes chart, Zibusiso, for okay, and that's good. That's good. I quite like interaction. I would really like to know, what are you doing? I mean, what kind of a strategy? Because I see that you are specialized in Ripple and Bitcoin. So I guess you have some kind of a special strategy that works for you. And okay, it's okay if you don't want to share it with us over here, but yeah, I like seeing what people are doing, and that helps me. Helps me personally as well, because seeing different perspectives, different approaches, just helps you to readjust or rethink some things. Oh, that was not good. That was no good. In July. Okay, I'm gonna get back to you in a bit. So, in regards to Ripple, because you asked about it, uh, momentum still positive in a 30 minutes chart, still moving average are keep pointing higher. The slope is a bit soft. It's not like, it's like a bit softer, but it's still pointing higher. Um, but what I can say right now is that, wait a bit, because the fact that stochastic and RSI are flat might indicate a bit of a consolidation for the next few minutes, top of the hour, but overall it's still positive for the day. You can see moving average pointing higher. You can see Bollinger Bands pointing higher, expanding higher. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Because I can see that you are a medium term trader, Zibusiso, very, very important. It's Friday right now, but ahead of the new week, very important to keep an eye on 280 territory, 2.80. A close today or on Monday, anytime next week, or today if it happens, above this level indicates further room to the upside and a potential retest of 3 over here, of 200 period moving average of this area over here. Why? Because this is an area, is not only the resistance of that we have seen since last week, okay, it also coincides with upper Bollinger Band area. So this is a strong resistance level after a week of consolidation. So a break above it could open the doors to 200 period moving average and 308 level. So yeah, in regards to the a longer time frame, uh, you said that you were bullish since August. That was not a really good call. Since July, sorry. I don't know where exactly you entered, but here we had a bullish. Indeed, here we had an inverse head and shoulders, and that was a bullish signal. But up to 330 levels. So don't forget, I don't know what you're doing, but don't forget to set some particular targets. Don't get greedy, okay? Um, Other than this bullish signal back in July, end of July, beginning of August, the overall outlook right now, it's neutral to negative. Basically, we have a descending triangle with a flat bottom. So for the overall outlook for Ripple, in overall in your charts, you should put this triangle, okay? Because a break of 265 level could indicate a move lower down to 230 level, 240 to 230. That should be around it. While an extend and a breakout on the upside, it could initially indicate a limited move up to 312. But yeah, we need to evaluate later on. For the time being, have in mind that a break of this descending triangle in combination with the bearish MACD and the fact that RSI is below 50 since the middle of August support more of a bearish near-term outlook rather than a bullish one. Oh yeah, Nicole, I was waiting for this question. Dollar CAD has been beautiful the whole day. It was also in a, where is it? I saw it early this morning, and I was quite triggered by the momentum of dollar CAD. Don't have it anywhere here. There. Okay, let's see. Okay, dollar CAD. Come on, dollar CAD. So messy sometimes. So ignore that. This is the 3 minutes chart. Yeah, it has been on the downside basically for the last 2 days. And obviously over here what we have, let me just double check something as well. Yeah. Okay. Dollar CAD. Let's shift back to dollar CAD. So, okay, that's a bit bizarre. It goes against the weak dollar. That's a 30 minutes chart. The whole day we could see was in line with the weakness of dollar since yesterday, basically. Downwards, downwards, downwards. And actually the momentum was, we had a nice bearish cross seen yesterday, midnight. So that was a nice signal that the whole day today would be bearish. Indeed happened. Now, we had a lot of selling before the data. Was it that? Yeah, before the data. But as soon as the data were out, we have a reversal, even though the dollar is weak. So I'm wondering whether this is just some taking profit situation holding in dollar CAD. Yeah, it seems that we have seen some profit taking conditions. That's why we have seen it a bit higher. So this looks temporary. This rebound looks temporary because look at that. MACD is still negative. Okay, the momentum, the bearish momentum faded a bit, but it's still negative. So RSI is at 54, really close to the neutral zone. We cannot claim that is pointing on the upside or that is bullish or something. And you know what? I'm gonna just, okay, over here, basically the whole, sorry, just a second, guys. This area over here, it used to be a resistance, then turned to support, right? So let me zoom in a bit. used to be resistance, turning to some temporary support, and now we are basically seeing the asset trying, retesting it, but not breaking it yet. Yeah, that looks a limited move. Yeah, that rebound looks limited because overall, oops, ooh, what am I doing? Oops, sorry. Yeah, because there is more weakness overall rather than bullishness in dollar CAD. Yeah, that move looks limited, but I would like to double check it. I would like to be more careful and wait a bit. Momentum is not strong. I don't, yeah. This looks limited, I repeat. Guys, is there anything else that you would like me to cover? Because pretty much we have done everything. We have seen the data, really soft number out. So it's just it has just opened the doors to more rate cuts, basically. I'm wondering whether the Fed watch has changed. I don't think that it has changed yet, but we're gonna see it changing soon. It was 50 points by year end. I'm not quite sure whether that has changed, but it will. It should. It should change. It should change. So yeah. So that was it for me from my side. If you have any questions, anything that you want me to reply, now is the time. Otherwise, I'm gonna call it a date. Okay. So hopefully you enjoyed our welcome from India. Welcome, guys. Don't worry, the video will stay in our YouTube channel, so you can drag and drop your cursor and see the asset that you are mostly interested in. So you don't need to worry. Okay, if you don't have any questions, I'm gonna call it a date. Okay. So inflation. We're gonna have another live analysis during inflation release next week. So another crucial report. Join us. So yeah, and take care. Take care. Okay, I can see that there are no questions. Have I covered everything? I think so. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead. Take care. Enjoy the weekend, and we're gonna see you next week. Thank you. Bye bye.